Hello, and welcome to the Pagan Alliance Church Beltane Celebration. As we've done with past Sabbaths, this one we're going to work on ourselves as well. This will be a longer series of activities to do, so make sure you have a pencil and paper ready, and when you get done, come back, and we'll get started. Beltane is a time for planting. It's the beginning of the season. The entire maypole, of course, is the male and the female energies coming together. So for what we're going to do today, think of it as figuring out the seeds we wish to plant, making sure we have good fertile soil, and planting those seeds so that we can grow something better in our lives this year. For the first part, we're going to ask a question that is going to be asked a little differently than you might be used to. In the past, you might have been asked the question, who are you? And you know that some people will respond with their job, not actually who they are. This one, we're asking, what is your why? Why do you get up every morning? Why do you do what you do? And it helps you keep your life in alignment if you understand your why and what you're doing. For example, my why is I like to empower and help people. To that end, every job I've worked, I've always been happiest if I was helping somebody out. Didn't matter if it was routine stuff or not. As long as it was assisting somebody else, it was okay. When I left the jobs is when things weren't helping anybody anymore. When it just became so routine that it was the same things over and over again, you're just stuck and nothing's going to get improved at that point. In the photography business, the reason is my why, and that is I like to empower people. I love to put great artwork up on their walls so they can see their family and their loved ones, their pets, whatever. Have it on their walls so they have something to warm that house up and give them a sense of home and family every time they come home. And of course, for the church, my why is to help you have a warm, inviting environment for everybody to come to and to worship as they choose and to help us all improve our lives. So what I want you to do is take some time and think about your why. Pause this and come back when you're ready. This next little task is going to take you a couple of days. What I want you to do is write down what you say to yourself. Of all the people that we talk to in our lives, we talk to ourselves the most because we're with ourselves the most. But write down what you say to yourself. Those little comments that you make when you do things, especially when you make a mistake, and even when you do good things. What do you say to yourself? Make a list. Write them all down, pause this, and we'll go over it when you get back. Now that you've got that list, take a look at it and ask yourself, would you talk to somebody else that way? If you had a son or daughter, a niece or nephew, would you say these types of things to them? If not, you might find that what you're lacking is compassion toward yourself. We do judge ourselves very harshly, and it's possible that you are judging yourself too harshly. Remember, we are what we take in. By that, I mean, if you look at any of the things that talk about affirmations, one of the things that they do is they have you write them down, hang them up, but they also want you to say them. Or it's an audio of some kind that you listen to every day that says, you are this or you are that. By hearing things in your own words, it helps you to understand and to take in those things because you're listening to yourself. These are the things you're telling yourself. These are the things that you're taking in. Maybe it's time to take a look at yourself in a different light and look at things in your life differently. Now we've looked at the seeds that we're planting, those thoughts and fears and desires that we have that we're planting for the year. So make sure that they're good ones. Just like if you went through a raw seed store and you were going through the seeds, you'd want to make sure that you pick the ones that look the best. What are the best ones for you? Now we need to plant them in the soil once we've gathered them. The paradigms that you look at the world through, your filters, are the soil that you're going to plant these things in. Now, some of those paradigms are helpful, and you don't want to get rid of those. For example, if you're out in the woods and you come across a bear and her cubs, the paradigm of not petting the cubs is a very good one. It's a survival instinct. However, if you know somebody who is typically very negative, but they're trying to change, are you still looking at their stuff through that filter of negativity? Do you still see them as being negative? Are you reevaluating the way you work and the way you look at the world? People will walk by something that's there all the time and sometimes not even notice when it's missing because the paradigm, the filter that they've got says that it's always there. So they're not reevaluating their environment. And true, we have a lot going on. However, when you first get up in the morning, when you interact with people, when you go to bed at night, take the time to see if you are still looking at things the right way. You know, if you bought a new car, you're going to see a whole bunch of cars on the road that are like yours, or it might be the same color as yours. You might not have realized how many of those cars were out there like yours. Well, that's because you weren't evaluating your environment. You have a lot of other things coming in, and this wasn't important enough for you to be paying attention to. So when you're dealing with other people especially, take the time to pay attention to how you see them. Bearing in mind, they also probably have a paradigm in place over you, so they may not respond to you as you change and you grow. I think they said it takes a person about 4 weeks when they're bodybuilding to notice the changes in their body, and that goes for dieting as well. The people around you will take 6 weeks or more to notice the same changes, because they are so used to you as you are. They see you through that paradigm. They don't really see the changes that are taking place. Now, you remember I talked about affirmations, and I was originally going to just put up a bunch of words and walk through those. But instead, we're going to do this audibly, and I will put the words together in a document up on the website. But see how these make you feel. Say them to yourself. I am getting stronger every day. I am getting better every day. I am beautiful. I am improving every day. I am finding my path in life. I am finding the job that I want to do. I am understanding myself and my motivations more every day. I am paying attention to the people around me and the people I love more at every interaction. Try those out. See how they feel. We're not putting ideas in your head that shouldn't be there. These are things that you would want for yourself. So if the affirmations don't fit you and your circumstances, make new ones. Write them down. Say them to yourself. Make a ritual in the morning of getting up, going through your affirmations before you start your day. And a great affirmation to start off with: I feel rested. I am rested. I am happy. I am going to have a good day. Now, before we wrap up, a thought occurred to me, and I thought it might make a good thought experiment. Let's take two outlooks on the afterlife. There is the outlook that if you've done good things in your life while you were living, you're going to pass on to an afterlife and everything's going to be wonderful. Then there's the thought that once you're done with this life, you'll rest for a bit and come back. Reincarnation doesn't really talk about time, but we're going to assume that reincarnation is talking about what we consider to be linear time. That if you lived from, let's say, 1960 to 2030, and then died in 2030, you would come back, but it wouldn't be until 2031, 2035. Remember, time when you're away isn't the same as time when you're here, but it would be after 2030. And the reason I bring this up is look at our planet and what we've done. It seems to me that treating the planet the way we do feeds into I only have one life, and once I'm gone, I'll have a wonderful afterlife. Whereas trying to save the planet, trying to make sure that it's there for generations to come, seems to be in more alignment with reincarnation. That's my take on it. What do you think? Am I off base? Do you see things a little differently? I'm a reincarnationist, and it just came to me that might be a benefit of looking at the world in that view, is that I better make things better now because I'll be back again. But I don't think about time being as linear as most people do. So for me, maybe not so much. But think about that as a little thought experiment to go with this Beltane. My sincere hope is that you got something valuable out of our Beltane celebration. I hope you enjoy the celebration, and I will continue to do these even when we meet in person. I am hoping that we will be able to do so in June for our next Sabbath. The way things are going, vaccination should be pretty much done for most people, and we should be able to meet outside. We'll go back to 6 Mile Waterworks. Anybody who needs rides, we'll get those arranged and things, but we'll meet there. We'll be outside. We'll have a picnic, and we'll enjoy each other's company once again.